What is up, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of our Kings related podcast, wherever you may be, as DeMar DeRozan tallies a season high tonight as him and the Sacramento Kings win their fourth game of the last five, beating the Utah Jazz on this Sunday evening. But first, thank you as always for joining me for another edition of the show. And if you enjoyed this podcast, make sure you give us a follow over on Apple Podcasts or whatever your favorite podcast platform you prefer. If you are watching over on YouTube, please hit that thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, and leave a comment down below. The Sacramento Kings, funny enough, all of a sudden picked now in the middle of March when you're already eliminated and you're looking towards this off season, the lottery, the draft, and next season to be playing some fun, competitive basketball. And they have been playing solid basketball. I'll be against subpar opponents who are also fighting for top lottery odds in the draft coming up this June. And the Kings secured their fourth win in the last five games with tonight's 116-111 victory over the Utah Jazz. Again, DeRozan, season high, marking this his first double-double of the season, along with a season high. And for that to have been reality for DeMar, his teammates had to capitalize when he was fed the ball. And tonight, his teammates absolutely did that tonight. Also, shout out Precious Achua, Killian Hayes, who got the start tonight, Nick Clifford, and Daquan Plowden, all also posted double digits as well. The Kings, who shot pretty well the night before in Los Angeles from three, they carried that over to tonight, and they went 11 of 36 from downtown, and also 23 of 28 from the free throw line in this win. And yes, it's two bad teams at the bottom of the West, and this was an ugly night with a combined 33 turnovers between the Jazz and the Kings. But fortunately, Sacramento, they leave the arena with another win in their column, unfortunately. But for fans like myself who don't want to see winning right now, because right now the Kings have the fourth worst record in the NBA, and if they do any more winning, your lottery odds keep fading. And if the Kings end up getting the 6th pick or the 9th pick in this draft, that would be absolutely demoralizing for this team going forward to not get one of these franchise-altering players in this draft. And if they do, I really hope Scott Perry can use these picks, move up in this draft. Because if you do not get one of these top 3, top 4 picks, this rebuild could go on longer than we hope and expect it to be. This was a battle between, again, Utah and the Kings, who are expected to be holding their breath coming up in May at the draft lottery. And tonight, both of these teams sat out a slew of players. The Kings only had 8 guys available in this game, and we know about Utah. They've been sitting guys for a while because they have been blatantly losing these games. They do not want to win, and that's Utah. So again, both teams were extremely undermanned in this game. You had a starting lineup tonight from Doug Christie of Killian Hayes, DeMar DeRozan, Nick Clifford, Precious Achua, and Maxime Reynaud. And DeRozan carried a large load of the offense between those four other players in the starting lineup. Again, future Hall of Famer, recorded 10 of his in the first 12 minutes in a hurry in this game. And with this starting lineup, it opened the door for Killian Hayes, who earlier today signed that 2-year deal that includes the remainder of this season to play a role more similar to the minutes he got in the G League and running the offense as that lead point guard at times, but also hopefully taking more shots. And I thought, in my opinion, this was Killian Hayes' best game since they signed him to those 2 10-day contracts. And I thought his shot looked good in this game. So, but it seemed like the Kings were going to be outpaced from downtown tonight. But luckily for Sacramento, the Utah weren't converting at a high rate in this game from downtown. You had the Kings, who maintained an extremely narrow lead for most of the opening half against Utah. But you had DeRozan and Killian Hayes went to the bench. Achua and Clifford, they were tasked with more of the initiating of the offense. But at the end of the first quarter, you had the Kings, who had a 2-point lead, 28-26. 10 points for DeRozan, leading Sacramento after the 12, and 5 points for Killian Hayes, and 4 for Precious Achua after the first quarter. Halftime, Kings 54-49 lead as they went into the locker room. You had 18 for DeRozan, 8 points for Achua, Clifford, and Killian Hayes, all after the first 24 minutes of this game. And after 36 minutes, Kings led by 1 over Utah, 89-88. Heading into the fourth quarter, DeRozan had 26, 16 from both Achua and Hayes. Clifford had 10 points, and Max Reynaud, not a great night for Max tonight. 8 points and 10 rebounds after the first 36 minutes of this game. But this was a game that the Jazz drew it up. It was a battle of 2 bad, short-handed teams looking for the exit ramp for the end of the game and for the end of this season. And unfortunately, the Kings chose to ride with the veteran players to come away with this win. And like in a game, I don't want to be too negative, but it's hard not to, because in a game filled with young players, and many of which the majority of the fans have never heard of, and I'm mostly on the Utah bench, DeMar DeRozan did his thing tonight, like he has always done this season. 41 points, 11 for 20 shooting. He also added 11 assists in this game. The one thing that pisses me off is he played 30 in this game. Why is he playing 38 minutes? Why are we back to playing the veterans over 30 minutes? it's inexcusable to be playing the veterans over 30 minutes in the game. Killian Hayes, fresh off his new 2-year deal, non-guaranteed by the way, for next season, and he got the start and he went to work early in this game and he looked confident with his shot. I thought he ran the offense really well as the point guard on this team. 16 points, 4 of 6 from downtown to go along with 8 assists and 5 rebounds. In my opinion, maybe his best game with the Sacramento Kings since he's signed those 2 10-day contracts, and now he got his new 2-year deal. Just my opinion, his best game with the Kings. Precious Achiuwa just continues to play well, and I hope there's a way that the Kings can find a way to keep him for next season. If it's not here, he's certainly going to be on a team, one of these other teams, next season, with him being a free agent this offseason, and he continues to shine, especially against this bad Utah Jazz team that sat most of its main guys tonight. And he ran the floor. He hit the boards tonight because Utah had no size on their team in this game tonight, and for a quality 20 points, 11 rebound, double for Precious Achiuwa in this game. And with Sacramento so depleted themselves, again, only 8 available bodies for the Kings tonight. Maxime Reynaud was one of the first guys in this game to lose shots, and it comes down to that pick and roll opportunity without Westbrook or Malik Monk on the floor with Max, and it was tough sledding for Max tonight. I don't think he played great on this second night of a back-to-back. Just 8 points, 4 of 8 shooting, but he did grab 12 rebounds. And if there's a concerning part, is when Russell Westbrook does not play, it seems like Max has trouble with those pick and roll opportunities without Russell Westbrook or Malik Monk. So Clifford, he did foul out in this game. I thought he was solid, but against a team like the Utah Jazz, just 10 points for Neek, 4 rebounds, and he only dished out 2 assists in this game. I would like to see that number a little higher for when you're playing against a team like Utah, who is sitting all the regular guys on the bench. And he picked up 5 fouls early, fouled out with 26 minutes left in this game. And in a game like this, you want Nick Clifford to be aggressive, but without fouling. If you are aggressive, you can live with the fouls, but you need you need Clifford on that floor being aggressive. Another shout out, Dylan Cardwell, first game back last night in LA against the Clippers. I don't think he played well in his first game back last night, but with this being his second game back, he is getting his legs back underneath him after missing 11 games in a row because of that ankle injury. He survived last night. I thought he looked better tonight on the second night of a back-to-back. He scored a bucket, celebrated. I love how he hit the glass for 7 rebounds in this game for 16 minutes in this game against the Utah Jazz. So it's not yes, the Kings won. It's their 18th win of the season. The good news is, I don't think the Kings will be doing any winning in their next 2 games against San Antonio and Philadelphia on Tuesday and Thursday. So all the tank commanding fans out there, you're going to get your wish. So Kings, just like how the Jazz drew it up, they lose, Kings win, the beam's lit. But I'll just say this. If the Kings do end up with the 8th pick in the draft, that will be absolutely awful for this franchise to walk away from a dismal season like we just watched and to come away with the 8th pick and no franchise altering player cornerstone. What are we doing? Like, I don't want to be I don't want to be blatantly losing like what we're seeing Utah, Indiana, and Washington doing, but we can't be doing much more winning now. And this is the problem with having one of the easiest remaining schedules here in the season. So the Kings now have the 4th worst record in the NBA. So that will do it for this post-game recap of the Kings win against the Utah Jazz. We will be back for another post-game Tuesday night. It's going to be a late night because tip-off is 8 p.m. So we'll be back for another recap Tuesday night following the Kings and the Spurs. And if you enjoy this podcast, make sure you give us a follow on Apple Podcasts or whatever podcast platform you prefer. We are a video podcast over on Spotify and YouTube. So by all means, please catch the video feed. That will be much appreciated. Don't forget, hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, leave a comment down below. But until next time, we will see you Tuesday night following the Spurs and the Sacramento Kings. But thank you as always for joining me here on the Kings Related Podcast. And as always, go Kings and light the beam.